And here is my room. Yeah, boy. Oops, fail. Anyway, I wanted to show you the view from my hotel suite. Strange monument here. I don't know what it is. I have to check it out tomorrow. And here we go, Berlin. I'm coming only 20 kilometers away from Berlin. I'm so excited to visit this huge city. And as you can see, all around Berlin here is really pretty green. Something to mention about Berlin, or the village all around Berlin, the small cities, that as you can see, really a lot of roads are like this, all trees, as you can see. And he told me that in the past, it's an old man, it's a Russian German man. He told me that all these roads was used for transport or for military stuff, so that those trees, especially the old one, we can see them nowadays, they were used for the camouflage, so that the tanks are not going to be located, or the transport military stuff are not going to be located from the enemy. Here we go, this is going to be our first station, and this is the German Deutsch-Russisches Museum. That means German Russian museum, and we're gonna see, I think, a lot of military stuff here, and especially look at these guys, a lot of tanks. I'm not sure what is this. It's the 234 or an IS-2, maybe a 234, but I'm going to go in there now and take a closer look. I hope I'm gonna be allowed in this building to record, or at least to make some photos. So yeah, let's go. So it's really very interesting here, a lot of old pictures and monuments, also a lot of informations about the World War II. And I mean, I can really suggest you all to visit this place. Here we can see this situation of yeah, let's say the Red Army prisoners in the German Reich. And as you can see, we can read it together. The German Reich has signed international agreements that specify that human treatment of prisoners of war. And yeah, it's just show that here hard-working Red Army prisoners surrounded with German soldiers. And yeah, the situation for them was really bad. But after 1942, because they become more crucial as manpower, they had better conditions, but until the war ends, they are treated much worse than prisoners of war from other countries. So a lot of stuff really interesting. I can only suggest you to visit this place. So now let's go in there. We can see from here. We're going to see some tanks. Here we can see plenty of, let's say, famous prisoners here, because they got some special abilities, hard workers or lawyers captured by German. They are all Russian prisoners. Some of them were shot to death because like this yeah, guy here, always please respect all the dead persons in the war. It's Mikhail Alexievich, if I can read correctly, and he tried to flee. He was a metal worker, a trained metal worker, but in the Russian army. Then he was prisoners in 1941. Yeah, and then he was attempting to flee, and he was shot to death, because there is an order that all Soviet prisoners have to be immediately shot without warning, with the firm intention to hit them and of course to kill them. So they were not allowed to flee, of course, but not only all prisoners are treated like this. For example, I have here an example. Yeah, a Russian prisoner but he was, let's say, a lawyer, so he has something in his brain, and the Germans are of course not stupid, so they treated this intelligent man, let's say, otherwise not like the other prisoners, and he was allowed to, in mid-1942, after a year in captivity, he makes himself available to the German attaches who care for Tatar troops. Gravely ill with tuberculosis from 1943, he spent several years in large sanatoriums before he leaves in Munich starting 1951. And he was captured by the German, as I said, but he was working in a hospital, and and in the end he died in Munich 1983. So here are more photos describing the conditions of the Soviet prisoners in Germany. Really very bad conditions. We can read here: a barbed wire fence and bare ground. People turn into wild animals. They steal each other's coat, cooking utensils, boots, shoes, and other things. And they were really treated like animals. Very sad. And as an act of, let's say, resistance, they tried to sabotage work at the plant by not meeting the norm and by throwing the tools in the bushes. So they are trying to revolt and show some resistance by just trying not to make good quality of work, and Germans don't like that, so in the hope that they will someday just stop treated like this. We can see here some tank destroyers defense systems. Let's start with this one. This is the 75mm Panzerabwehrkanone SIS-2 model 1943. So this is a small one. There is also bigger ones, and so those were used to in the backline of the defense system, trying to destroy some enemy tanks from distance. Let's go to the next one. So this is the 76mm Geschütz SIS-3 model 1942. So we can see the difference that between 75mm and the bigger one. And I think this is going to be the biggest tank destroyer defense system. We're going to see it right now from the front, and which model this is. Oh, look at this, a big cannon. We can see a huge difference, and I think this is 100mm. Yep, this is a 122mm Howitzer M30 model 1938. Oh boy, look at this, what's coming here. So, and here we got a Mehrfach Raketenwerfer BM13 Katyusha Stalin Orgel auf Fahrgestell SIL 151. So this is for sure. We got here some rockets there. There are no more rockets here, and also another tank destroyer defense system, I think. A huge thing, really. And now let's go to this beast, guys. So this is the Jagdpanzer SU-100 with 100mm gun, model 1944. Look at this, man. This is really huge. I mean, this is bigger than me, about, I don't know, 1 meter. So it's like got let's say about 3 meters of weight or more, 350 maybe. And yeah, looks really very cool. This is the beast. Oh boy, look at this. The ISU-152, the legendary ISU-152 with the big cannon, with the yeah, 152 cannon. This is really crazy to see this. We're going to take go and have a closer look at those tanks right now. So technically the ISU-100 is based on the T-34 tank chassis. Its high shooting power comes from its long barrel. All conventional tanks of the time could be destroyed even at a distance of 1 kilometer. Since the ISU-100 could advance rapidly, it was also used to pursue and attack tanks. The ISU-100 on display here was constructed in Sverdlovsk in the US. Crazy, crazy. And now let's take a look at the ISU-152. Oh man, I can't believe it that I'm standing before an ISU-152. That feeling, man, that thing is really huge, man. Look at this. This is real, just real and weird. Wow. Let's take a look now at wow, look at this gun, man. Let's take a look at the informations about the ISU-152. So it's a self-propelled gun carriage in artillery gun mounted on a motorized chassis. It can be moved without recourse to an artillery tractor or draft animal. The short gun barrel, typical of howitzers, propels high caliber ammunition of great destructive power. The ISU-152 shown here was constructed in April 1934 in Chelyabinsk and heavily damaged at least once during the war. And the next tank is going to be the IS-2. Wow, looks also so real, so crazy. We can feel that there is a lot of steel there, and the gun is really crazy, man. Looks really dope. I have respect standing in front of this vehicle. Wow, this is really crazy. So let's see if you can feel a difference between the rear armor and the front armor. Oh man. Look at these turrets, man. A lot of steel out here. The heavy battle tank IS-2. Crew 4 people. Weapons 122mm gun with 28 rounds of ammunition. Maximum firing range 13 km. Maximum speed 34 and weight 46 tons. The IS-2M tank IS-4 Joseph Stalin is a heavy battle tank developed in 1943 to oppose the German Tiger tank. It was constructed in December 1944 in Chelyabinsk in the Urals and accompanied the Red Army to Berlin in 1944. It was modernized in 1950. So that was actually the conception what was to defense against the Tiger 1, I think. And now let's keep going, maybe we can find something else here. And here is the last tank in this museum, German-Russian museum. And I think it's because there is no information here. I think it's the T-34. Yeah, looks really not damaged at all like most of the tanks here. And maybe they are still working. I just don't know. I don't know if they have an engine here or still working, but they look pretty intact. And yeah, we can here have a closer look at the tracks of the T-34. Always typically similar like most of the tanks. Not always, but here in this case, because you are seeing a lot of Russian tanks very close to each other, the tracks. We saw a difference in the ISU-152. So this is the medium tank, the T-34. Also a huge thing. So yeah, that's it about now the Russian-German Museum. I'm going now to try to visit another monuments and show you what I can find here in Berlin, and getting closer to this center. In the end, you are going to visit the Brandenburger Tor or the Brandenburger Gate. Yeah, so let's go. Let's visit the next station. I'm getting closer to Berlin city. And here how it looks like here. So this is here one of the most famous shopping mall in Berlin and city. So our second station is going to be the Deutsches Spionagemuseum, or German Spy Museum, and I hope also there that I'm going able to film some stuff. It's gonna be very interesting. So let's go in there. So I'm standing here directly before the Brandenburger Tor, or the Brandenburg Gate, and you can just imagine a few years ago, it's not long ago, maybe about 20 years ago, we had here a wall separating East and West Germany. That was the DDR, and after that we got United Germany. And there is also a lot of buildings here. There is the main building, the Bundestag, of the main building of the politics of Germany, and behind that also another political building. On the other side there is also a place reminding of the victims, the Jewish victims from the war. That's it guys for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, I don't want it to go off topic from this channel. I wanted to stay related to historical and military stuff. That's why I visited that Russian-German museum and the spy museum. If you want to just see more stuff about maybe Germany, vlogs about Germany, lifestyle and stuff, maybe I'm gonna to open a new video and a new channel. I mean, I'm gonna do a new channel, and where there I'm going to just post random stuff about lifestyle in Germany and vlogs. Stay tuned for that, or tell me your opinion on the comment this video and tell me your opinion. What do you think about this? And yeah, stay tuned, stay safe, and see you for sure in the next video. Bye bye.